In the summer of 2005, team general manager Danny Ainge began exploring moving on from Pierce. Following a meltdown in the waning moments of an elimination playoff game, local media and even the most ardent of Celtics fans began to ask serious questions of not just their franchise player's merit, but his fit within the organization.
This is the leader, supposed leader of your team. This, to me, I cannot get behind an athlete who does this.
Ainge was keen to working on an opportunity that would have acquired the draft rights to Wake Forest's Chris Paul. Nothing would materialize, and the truth would enter his 8th season in green.
Well, remember, we were a very young team then. We were assembling the young talent that was either going to come together and stay with us or was going to be used for a bigger trade.
So he's back in Boston in 05-06, and the common perception is this is not a mix. He's a near 10-year veteran. He's making max money. He just got to nearly to the finals a few years ago, and he's on a young rebuilding team. But for whatever reason, clicks.
Arenas there to double. Pierce, difficult shot. Got it! At the buzzer, Paul Pierce wins the game. What a shot.
Pierce finished the 06 campaign with the highest efficiency rating of his career. Still not enough for the playoffs, he'd missed nearly half of 07 with an assortment of injuries, and the Celtics would win just 24 games, presumably setting the franchise up for a top draft selection. While the ping pong balls failed to bounce Boston's way, Ainge swung a deal for Ray Allen on draft night, and a month later, the Celts would hit a home run, acquiring former league MVP Kevin Garnett.
I don't think that the presence of Garnett could have come at any better time. He's ready to win, and he was ready to embrace Garnett and feed off him the way everybody did and do his thing. I mean, I think he was in a perfect frame of mind and had the perfect experience.
The Celtics would exceed all lofty preseason expectations and blaze through the regular season, winning 66 games and enter the playoffs with home court advantage throughout the postseason. Boston struggled throughout the opening rounds and found themselves on the brink in Game 7 against the reigning conference champion Cavaliers and the league's preeminent talent, LeBron James.
As great as LeBron was, and one of the fascinating subplots of the Paul Pierce career was him sort of keeping LeBron at bay, because you knew LeBron was going to pass him by at some point, but the battles, what he put LeBron through helped make LeBron the player that he is now, still has a chance to be the greatest of all time.
Pierce and LeBron would stage an epic duel, conjuring up memories and even the ghosts of Celtics past. And with a similar ending to the prequel, it would be the Celtics who'd move on.
Paul Pierce could always get his shot, and this is one reason why I considered him the best pure scorer in Celtic history. Part of the package is he could get his shot whenever he wanted, and he made his requisite share of big shots. But anyway, in general terms, that game with LeBron was obviously one of his great signature games, no question.
Won't go. Smith the rebound, back out, stolen by House, and that'll do it. The Celtics are going back to the Eastern Conference.
That entire season, I think I used the term manifest destiny, and that Game 7 was the Celtics' final test to get to that inevitable conclusion of the season.
Winning a championship was a culmination. And as much of it was a culmination, it was a verification of his greatness. No longer was he a good player on a bad team putting up big numbers. No longer was anybody questioning his leadership abilities or maturity levels. The moment he raised that Finals MVP trophy on the podium, he was a champion, a surefire Hall of Famer, and an all-time Celtic.
Pierce, alongside Garnett, Allen, Rajon Rondo, and various supporting casts, were enough to maintain Boston's status among the best in the NBA. However, with time nowhere near on their side, Pierce and the Celts weren't just battling the likes of LeBron, Kobe, and their arch-rival Lakers, they were battling age and injury.
10, they should have won, okay? That one is going to be painful for everyone concerned, because they're going to lament that Kendrick Perkins got hurt, and all they were asking Rasheed Wallace was, hey, could you give us one game, please, at the level we know you're capable of? You weren't in shape all year. You did. How about giving us a game here? Okay, no, he couldn't do it.
I think history will remember it very fondly, and people of a certain age will remember the new Big Three era the way the generation before it remember the old Big Three.
He's obviously one of the great Celtic players, and I think he's obviously, I'm not saying anything that nobody else knows, he's going to be in Springfield in the Hall of Fame, and I look forward for his jersey to be hung in the rafters of the Garden at some point in time.
Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and I want to thank you for your continued patronage in CLNS Radio. Films like these are made possible by your generous support. And if you'd like to see us grow and continue to make even more content just like this, then feel free to click on the link in the description below and visit our Indiegogo page. Anything you give will be of great support to our journalists and filmmakers and producers so they can continue to bring such great content to you. You in?